the United States military is preparing a massive shift in defense strategy. The Wall Street Journal reports on this way. The Marine Corps is undertaking its most sweeping transformation in decades, pivoting from a focus on fighting insurgents in the Middle East to developing the ability to hop from island to island in the Western Pacific to bottle up the Chinese fleet. It is part of a 10-year plan from General David Berger, Commandant of the Marine Corps, and he joins me now. Sir, thank you so much, General, for being with me tonight. Do you agree with that description of what your 10-year plan for the Marine Corps is?
I'm not sure how I'd characterize it other than it's needed. We could not wait any longer. We have to start this change now, but it is going to take at least 10 years. We'll make a lot of adjustments along the way, I'm sure, but it's necessary.
So, you know, when you hear that phrase, to island hop in the Pacific, of course, it reminds everybody of what we saw in the Pacific in World War II. But your vision is different than that, and it deals with China. Explain what it would actually look like in practice.
Well, I think contrary to what some folks talk about, that the goal regarding China and Russia and our other competitors is not to have a fight at all. So you have to be a strong force to do that. You have to deter effectively. So we have to redesign the Marine Corps to be an effective deterrent force, very distributed, spread out, but very capable force. But that same force that could, if need be, change to a fighting force if that's what had to happen.
So you talk about scrapping 3 infantry battalions and reconsideration of the Marines' acquisition of F-35 fighter jets, less reliance on heavy armor, helicopters, and large amphibious landing boats. Give me a couple of sentences. What's your overall vision? What would the Marines look like? What changes under this 10-year plan?
Well, for the last 20 years, we did exactly what the country needed us to do in the Middle East. But going forward, the country faces some different threats, so we have to change, we have to adapt to meet that threat. Right now, we are big, we are heavy. We need to go on a diet. We need to be able to go on board ship. We need the ability to go from ship to shore and back to ship again, so we have to get lighter, we have to get much more expeditionary. We've got to become back to one again with the Navy as an expeditionary force.
So, do you think if we were, God forbid, to have a confrontation with China right now, that we wouldn't be ready?
Well, we'd be ready right now. I mean, first and foremost for the Marine Corps, we are the nation's force in readiness. We're the crisis response force, or some people in the past have called us, we're the nation's 911 force. That has never changed, and it's the same today. What has changed is the level of threat, the rising peer competitors' great power competition. That changes the game. So we have to retain our force in readiness role as the nation's 911 force and be ready